Good night, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the delayed 1 year anniversary Claus and Clem show from the parts unknown, known as the Clem and Claus show. As everybody knows, usually every Monday, but this today, late Tuesday
Well,
night. But anyways, second and fourth Mondays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, 8:30 Central time, 6:30 Central time. Life happens, people. People get tired. That's how it goes. But hey, we're here to make magic for people. So
yeah.
I have not much to say yet. I'll do all my talking soon. Nothing
Mm.
yet. You, sir?
I'd like to thank everyone, the Academy, all that. We'd like to thank the. I'd like to thank all the supporters and texters and emailers and DMers and all for the love and support of the show. Like I
Yep.
said, when we started this 1 year ago today, when we started it, like I said, we didn't know. I mean, what would come of it? We just two
Mhm.
guys who enjoy the fight game and love just talking about it. We've had some great guests over the years, over the year, yeah, years, over
Yeah,
the
over
year.
the year.
Um, I don't know who is your top three favorites. If you have a top three, I would
Actually, I
say
have a top five.
you have a top five.
Uh, I have a top five.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know in no particular order. Gotta put Lady Oyanka in here. Hans van der Kiel. Gotta put him in there. There's Tilly, GL Love, and there's one more person I need to put in here. I guess you could put. I'm trying to see who else we got. Oh yeah, and go ahead and put Candy in here. These are the five, and
Mm,
Davina. Honorable mention Davina, but there you
mm,
go. So there's my top five with an honorable mention. But
mm,
yeah, man, we want to talk to we want to thank the fans for hanging in with us, man, riding with us for a year, man.
yeah.
Like the man said, when we started
Mm.
the show, we didn't know what to become of it. What will become
we,
of it?
well, we started with Periscope, and Periscope died like March 31st. So it's like we've been almost without Periscope almost a long. Well, they said they weren't going to allow any more new accounts, and then I think they let it run till like June or July, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that, it just no longer exists. But I would say my top five. Again, no particular order. Hans was one, definitely like a legend that I thought I'd never get a chance to interview.
Yep.
Um, Tilly, of course, being a friend of the program, her chiming in always. I'm going to put Reagan on the list.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Having
Reagan. Sorry, Reagan, I forgot about you.
Reagan's on my list. Reagan's on my list. Bayou native.
Yep.
At on the times that she's been in. Um, Let me see. I got two more spots. Gia was good. Sasha Steele, I know was good. That was another
Mm-hmm.
one I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed. I'm going to do. I have to put Candy on it because Candy was such a fun interview.
Yes, exactly.
Candy was a fun interview.
Yes.
And my last one, I'm actually gonna put, even though she didn't get to participate, Paisley. I really enjoyed Paisley's interview. So
Yes.
that we had quite a few. So I think it was two every
Yeah.
month. So this would be technically episode 25. I think it would be
Correct.
episode.
So this episode 25. By the way, people, if you haven't noticed, we have 4 episodes left before the end of this year. Three, actually, not counting tonight. We have
Yeah, not
three.
counting two. Yeah,
Sorry, not counting tonight. We have three. I think the
yeah.
next one is supposed to be
The
November
22nd.
22nd,
Yeah, double
and then
twos.
there's a few in December. So, like we said again, we want to thank you guys because, like we said, we're just fans in a fight game, talking about stuff, you
Hmm.
know, and we have a unique clique of unique base of different people with different opinions, which makes
Hmm.
us all different. So that is
Yeah.
cool. We're not the same.
And trying to name all the textures and, like I say, everybody throughout the year. I know I'll leave someone out.
I'm gonna leave someone
Yeah.
out. That's why I'm not mentioning any of you
Yeah.
guys' names.
Yes, yes,
I want
but
to get a.
and
I want to give
even
a
overseas folks, we like to thank
yep.
them too as well, because we know we have
Yep.
a slew of folks that can't watch the show live, but they'll go back the next morning while we sleep. They're up, and then
That's
they'll watch
correct.
the show and so stuff like that. So
That would be correct. So yeah, in your case, they're 4 hours ahead of you, and they're 5 hours ahead of me since the daylight savings time happened. Since the last time we were on,
With daylight
yeah,
savings time, I
I
don't
think
know how
everyone's
much
struggling.
that's affected you. It definitely
Oh,
affected me.
it's affecting me, man. It's affecting me right now. I told somebody it's gonna take me a week to figure this out, maybe a week and a
Yeah,
half to figure this out.
yeah,
But
I'm the same way. I'm just.
further ado, people, we had a lot of action. Let's put it that way. Since the last time we were around, a lot of things happened. A couple of sweet fights happened. We had one fight that got pushed back. Yeah, it got pushed back. And so yeah, and then we also had the also cat fights. So where you want to start at? Because we have three cat fights that completed and one got pushed back.
Let's start with the one that got pushed back. That was the
That was Reagan's fight.
Reagan's. Reagan's got pushed
Her
back.
the
Okay.
reason why her fight, and I talked to her and she told you the same thing she told me. The reason why that fight between Phoenix and what's the other one's name? I forgot her name. Oh,
I
Gemini.
forget.
Sorry, Gemini and Phoenix. The
Gemini.
reason why that fight got pushed back is because a lack of sponsorship. In other words, I think it got. I think it was the wrong time. Right. I want to say it's bad timing on that one, in my opinion, because it was like in the middle. Like it was kind of like in the beginning of like it's like how do I put this? Because prior to that fight, there's like three cap fights before that, so people were tapped out when it comes to money wise. I'm not trying to use that as an excuse for Reagan. I'm just that's just my opinion. I feel people were tapped out because you have Halloween also, and you also have people getting ready for the holiday season, which you can see is a madness right now.
And that's one thing I'm noticing that it seems like the holiday season is stretching further and further. I remember how, you know, everything was after the Christmas sales, then you had Black Friday, the Cyber
Yep,
Monday, and now come on. Now you have these pre Black Friday deals. It's like
yep,
almost as soon as the calendar turns November,
that's
everything
it.
is now on a wholesale tip. So
You got it. You
yeah,
got it, and I
so
think that's the reason why that one. I think she. I asked her if she's going to have this fight before Christmas. She's trying. She plans to do it. We'll see if it happens.
okay,
Stay tuned, people. We don't know. We don't
okay.
know.
And
So
then so you said Awesome Catfights had one.
yeah. Also, got fight had one between what's her name? It was between a new
Valentina?
girl named Miranda and another, and then of course Valentina.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil too much. I will say that it was a decent fight from what the man himself said. If you want to get his videos, make sure you contact his Gumroad because he's selling it on that one. He's not, and then he's going to probably eventually sell it on Clips for Sale. I think he already has the light version. I don't know what the difference between dark version and light version is, but whatever. The light version is pretty much everything minus the interviews, minus the back behind the scenes stage. Just pretty much the fight. So unfortunately, injuries happen, people, and all these cat fights. I hate to say it, but all these cat fights had injuries at one point or another. So I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just telling facts. But that one was a solid cat fight. We'll see what becomes of that. So that's my opinion on it.
Okay.
I can't say too
And then
much.
we have there was two on Sweet Fights.
And yeah,
I know you have the
so
Sarah Laura fight, which I want to start last, and then
yeah,
what
say
was
that one
the
for
other one?
last. The other
What
one
was the
was
other one?
two. The other one was two new girls. Originally, it was supposed to be Camilla versus Alexa Kiss, but Alexa Kiss had a personal matter that happened, so he ended up getting a woman named Vika from Tampa. Yeah, she's a
Uh-huh.
model. So she ended up getting a
Oh,
tall model and named Vika. And as it turned out, that was actually a very good cat fight, considering it was two new people, two very new people into the cat fight scene. Both ladies, when you were watching the interviews, they both said this is their first cat fight, so first competitive cat fight. So both of them are new, straight new into it.
okay. I
It was a
missed
cat fight
that
for
one.
new
Somehow
people.
I knew that it was getting switched, but I didn't know they still was keeping the date. So I thought because it got switched, it was going to get pushed back. So
As it turned out, they kept
I
the
didn't.
date, sweet fights, and oh, by the way, most of these fights for a little spoiler for people, the fights happen in Florida. By the way, little note,
Mhm.
not Dallas. I know a lot of people would think it's in Dallas. No, it was different locations. It was actually in Florida this time. I guess my man decided he had enough money, so he flew out there. He flew out to Florida.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
that was a good
I didn't catch
fight.
that one.
Yeah, that fight you can still get that. I think you can still get that fight somewhere. I think he's still selling it on his Gumroad account, so you might want to hook him up on that. If he's not,
Okay.
I would not be surprised if he puts on clips for sale because it's getting to that time.
Well,
So it was a good
now
fight.
I guess for the uninitiated, how do you spell gumroad? Is it Gumroe?
GM, sorry, GUMROAD, Gum Road. I'm sorry.
Oh, Gumroad. Okay.
I'm sorry. Gum Road.
Okay.
You gotta spell that out,
Okay.
and then the thing that's weird about Gum Road is you actually have to type in the man's name and you have to actually follow. That's how you get into the thing. It's kind of weird. It's just like it's like Twitter and all these other people where you, and kind of like an Instagram, except an updated version of Instagram without the pictures. Let's put it that way. So it gives you the instructions. The good thing about this is if you become a member, you get the behind the scenes, you get the picture art, you get the fights in like three different versions: 4K, 1080, and mobile and cell phone. So, which is Sweet Fights continue to. I have to say, he continues to innovate the game. Just as soon as I didn't think he would do something else, he comes up with something else. I have to give him his credit. And he also had a host. I Most people, if you people don't know, I think her name was Paisley Prince, is the host of both of these
Hmm.
fights. So he was running camera and kind of refereeing, and he did a good job of both. Because especially the last fight, I'll let you talk about that one. Because again, you remember when I said that fight was gonna be, in my opinion, the best fight? I
Yeah.
was right. I was right. Oh my goodness. People, I don't even
I
need to say anything. I have never seen I have never seen Sarah Brooks struggle. And I mean struggle. She got pushed. That's all I'm going to say. She got pushed to her limit for the first time in a while. I'm trying to remember the last person that pushed her. Truly pushed her. She got
I
she
thought when she
struggled.
fought Bella Inc., I
Me
thought
too.
Bella pushed her.
Bella did, but not like this. This
Uh,
Yeah, I know I'm
I
over
don't know.
exaggerating already, but this was great. This was fantastic. They right. I'm not trying to over exaggerate. If you're a cat fighter, you're trying to learn a cat fight. Watch that fight. That's all I'm saying. Watch it
Mm,
properly. Right to a point. To a point. I'm just saying beginning. I didn't say. I have to give. I gotta give it to Laura. Her third fight. She's fighting tough people. It's not like she's fighting cheap people, man.
right. She
Kimchi,
ain't, she, ain't- she ain't
Reagan,
fighting no.
and Sarah Brooke. Boy.
Yeah, she ain't fighting no filler.
Ooh.
Um, I came in with the same notions and height, but I will say mine kind of dissipated as the match prolonged.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
I hear you.
and the reason why it dissipated because there's a point where I sit there and I realize I'm like the conclusion that we was going to get. I was like
Yeah.
I was not satisfied with the
Neither was
conclusion
I.
that we would get.
Yeah, true.
And it's like because you have two alpha women, this is, and I will say this, maybe with some foresight, I might have
Go ahead.
would have prefaced with this, but this is one of those matches where this could have definitely been an Iron Woman match,
Oh, no
because I
question.
don't think 20 minutes was definitely not enough.
No.
Was not was not enough,
No.
and at the rate they was going, I was like, yeah, 20 ain't gonna be enough. Let's settle who truly is the better woman. But
I will.
I
Yeah.
did get my money. I did get my money's worth. Now I
Me
won't
too.
deny that.
Me
Got our
too.
money's worth. The start, the start was, or the pre-fight stare down or whatever you want to call it.
I love it.
That was probably one of the best I've ever seen of that
Facts.
kind.
Facts.
That one would be what they did in the beginning.
Mm.
I would love to see, like, that's something that should be on like If you that puts a line in the sand whether you into catfighting or not. It's like that then gives it leaves nothing unsaid to whether what type of fight this is gonna be. So
Mm.
but you got two ladies who are very skilled in what they do and things of that nature. Um but other than that, sweet fights, I gotta give him credit for pulling it off.
I don't know how he pulled
He
it.
definitely have a class. I would say it definitely is the best fight of the year. I guess
Oh
I was
yeah.
looking for best of all time, but
No, no,
not
no.
quite there.
Not there.
Um,
That's asking a little
but
too
I
much for the
will
best of
say,
all time.
yeah, just a little too much. But I could see it being the top three, top five fight. When it's all said and done. I think I would like to see what happens with these two afterwards. Do they
Yes.
do a rematch? Do they do a part two? Do they do because it kind of has the makings to me of a Wilder Fury, kind of like how
Yes.
Wilder Fury went,
Yep.
how the first round went, and it's kind of like, and then it took really the second fight for one person to really start asserting what they are. Um, so this could legitly be a trilogy series. It legitly can be. Um, at the fan, depending on sweet fights and how the numbers stack up for them. But I think
Mm.
anybody who is a fight enthusiast buy this fight. That's what I'm gonna say. If you're
Agree.
a fight enthusiast,
Enthusiast. Buy it.
you have.
It's like the man said. It's
Enthusiast.
I know it's like $40 plus, but it's worth the $40 plus. You're not going to
I
see
got my money go.
such.
I was not cheated at all. I was not
No,
cheated at all.
I was very
Not at all.
impressed.
Not at
I was
all.
very impressed with I'm not going to try to give away everything, but I was very impressed with Laura because we all know Sarah comes out very aggressive. She comes out very strong. She's one of the tougher
Right.
ladies, and her endurance, Laura's endurance was impressive, very
Yeah.
impressive. Not many
But
people can hang
given
with Sarah
the
Brooke. Not many
right, and
people
given
can
that
hang.
what we saw with Kimchi and with Reagan, I had no doubt that Laura could give Sarah the business or make Sarah work. The question was, would Laura have the stamina and durability to withstand Sarah for 20 minutes?
The
Because
answer
Sarah is
is
going to be
yeah,
relentless for 20 minutes.
facts.
Bella Inc. I thought when in her fight with Bella Inc. Now to me, that Bella Inc. fight, that was the type of fight I wish I would see Bella Inc. fight out. Bella Inc. You don't get that performance every time. It's like,
Mm.
and Bella really made her work. Now Bella was a little bit bigger than her, but
Hmm.
Bella really made her work, and it just and with Laura made her work, and Laura, I enjoyed the performance. Like even though there was a decision made as far as who won, to me, it was hard to say who was the loser.
Exactly.
Just because you may be dominating the action, doesn't mean you winning.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
nuances to it. And
I
if
agree.
you like I say, if you again, I'm saying, if you are a fight enthusiast, you would enjoy this
Like you
match.
said, like the man said, both. If I was watching, I'm like you. I'm in the process of both of them had their periods in the match where they were dominating. Like you said, they were on top. Not really, like you said, in control, but their moments. This was a good back and
Right.
forth fight, literally. Let's just say, as you say, if you're a fight enthusiast, if you're a fan of tactics and wrestling, there's a lot of it in this fight. I mean,
That's a
a
lot
lot
of
of
them.
it. So
Right.
hey,
Yeah. So it's
get that fight,
definitely
people.
it's one of those things where if I'll put it this way, in the catalog of cat fight as we would go or the fight game or whatever you want to call it, as we go down the years, 2021, like one of the fights that's gonna be like if you say you have a collection, if I was to meet someone or somebody who watched this podcast and we was to meet 20 years from now, 15 years from now, and they have this catalog and collection of fights throughout the year,
Hmm.
if you do not have this fight in the 2021, to me, I'm going to say then your collection is incomplete. Because let's put it this way: we've in a fight. There's only three ways this can happen. One person win, when the other person loses, you can have a draw, or you can get stopped for something beyond your control or injury. There's
Yep.
only like 4 or 5 ways the thing can end.
Hmm.
Um, but even though knowing that okay, this is the result, how do we get there and the process that it would go? I think that was new with this fight,
Mm.
because of the talent level of the ladies that was involved in it.
Yep.
And so, which is why I say I don't think a collection is complete if you don't have this fight. Not saying it's the best ever of all time. It's definitely the best this year, but it's one of those ones where because of the style and the kind of fighting, I'll put it this way. I don't know if we'll see another one like that
Mm-mm.
and some for some time. Even if they
No.
will rematch each other, I don't expect it to end out or the path that they go through in the
Mm.
match, the way the match unfolds. I don't think would be the same thing. Not at all. I think each woman would come in a rematch or a part two with a different strategy of what they did at first,
I agree. I
and
agree.
so which will make it a different fight. So
I totally agree with you. I don't. I think you're right. The second fight, the rematch, which by the way, people at the end of the fight, they do say they want a rematch. Just heads up when you watch that thing, they because as you said, my man Sweet Fight, you said it. He did ask. They did say yes, but like you said, like the man said, it's gonna be different, completely different compared to this one. I think there's gonna be even more strategy in this second one compared to the first one because they seen each other's, what each other is capable of, if you know what I mean.
right,
Now,
right,
so
which
it's
would
gonna be more
make this,
strategy.
which would make it. It's almost like you're going deeper in the matrix. Now it's like okay, and not saying that again, not knowing any backstory or anything about the girls or whatever,
Mm-mm.
or what the shooting schedule. And I'm not saying that to me it's not like okay, one person decided to mail it in kind of thing. No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
It's not that I don't think with either woman coming in that she doubted the abilities of her opponent, but after going through that cauldron, what they just went through, I wouldn't be surprised in the rematch. I can see where wherever the date that's set, I can see where both ladies are very busy. They got stuff to
Very.
do, boom, 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 boom. But I think the level that this match, and just out of respect to your opponent, because you know that she's a bad mama jamma kind of thing, I could see where, say, bookings or whatever, they take no bookings 2 to 3 days before this match, and maybe
Yep.
a day or so after, just because they want to make sure all their energy, all their focus, and all that, just like how you would, fight week. Like, I can legitly see that because they know I want to make sure I have nothing that's going to open. Because in order for me to beat this girl, I'm going to need to make sure I bring everything and some. So any
Yep.
distractions, any whatever, I can see them being not saying it wasn't eliminated for this one, but I can see even more of a focus because you realize if I will go back and step on the mat, and if I come anything less than what I did going into the first one,
Mm.
I'm get I'm getting beat. So
Yep. So basically, what you're trying to say is like a UFC version, like 4 or 5 days out, no distractions, total focus on their training. That's pretty much what you're trying to
right,
say, people.
right,
People
right. I can
understand.
see the road coming
People,
in.
yeah, fans understand how rare this is. Like we're not trying to BS. We're not trying to upload people. We're just telling you facts. This is stuff you don't see. Like the message, you don't see this kind of level of, you know, elite level. Let's put it that way. These two, one we know has been in the game for a while. The other one just started and look like she's about to do something if she stays.
And the
Maybe
thing that I would say, if I could commend them on something, the thing is they tried to keep it a cat fight.
correct.
Too often, when you have two women that skilled, now to me, the competitive and impetus nature in me would be the
Mm-hmm.
type of guy to be like, I just want to see let them go locks, holds, whatever, like a
Mm-hmm.
technical grappling, just to see who's truly the more skilled woman. But that's not what
Mm.
they were getting paid for. It was getting
Correct.
paid to catfight. So
Yep.
that being said, That's what they was trying to do throughout this match. Okay, fine. This match, we're going to see who is the best cat fighter. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I, and to use for an example, we know she hasn't fought in a while, but like Little Rampage, yeah,
Mm,
like Little Rampage reminds me of like a lot of other fighters, is where you have some that can cat fight. They can fight technical, like grappling, and
mm-hmm.
then like Sahara and all different ones. Then you have those that can really cat fight, but they couldn't, like, they're not very technical sound.
Mm.
I think these two ladies, Sarah and Lola, is the best blend of these two.
Correct.
To where if you say that if the rules was nothing more, okay, y'all could do nothing but hand smother. I guarantee you it'd be the best hand smother. Their training is it's almost like the Matrix, how like everything was like loaded in.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I know Kung Fu. So okay, show me. So now you're gonna do a whole thing of Kung Fu. You wanna do a Taekwondo, you wanna do wushu, you weren't doing any of you was just only doing the discipline of Kung Fu.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't doing more Thai or any of that. You were just doing just the discipline of Kung Fu.
Unbelievable, man.
And so that's what I think of with this man. It's like, okay, yes, we're good enough to where the rules will allow. We can go out and do leg locks and toe holds and all that. But the rules was we're going to cat fight. That's what we're getting paid to do. That's what the fans and sponsors want to see. So be it. And we're going to put together a great cat fight. And
They
that's
sure
what they
did.
did.
They sure did, man. So, with that being said, not sure what else is happening right now. I guess we can kind of move off the catfight game because there's really not much to say on it. I didn't see too much of the LFC things. I saw the results. I didn't see any videos. What are your thoughts? Because they were doing the thing in Vegas. I saw some videos. I didn't read too much into it.
I didn't see any results or anything. I don't know what our girl Juliet did. I didn't see or hear anything.
Oh, she's
So,
not on. She wasn't even on there. She's busy. Speaking of Juliet and Lady Yonka, that brings me to those two. If you've been paying attention to them, they've been working on their clip stores as of late,
mhm.
or should I say, Lady Oyonka more than Lady Juliet. I was about to ask you
Okay.
about her. You saw her 2 weeks ago. What happened? Or I think you were supposed to
Um,
see her.
like I said, she came through. We got to meet and things of that nature. And so pick her brain a little bit, having been going so long in the business and then coming back. So, like I said, lovely soul, lovely spirit. Um, but yeah, man, it just that, like I said, her stay wasn't long. But I
Mhm.
mean, but it was what it was. Passing through that business to do and business to be done. So yeah, but it was good, fun times, fun
Is
times.
she still intent? Does she still intend to fight Davina still?
I don't know that I would like to say no. I think
I like to say
I
no too
it's
myself.
just one of those things. I'm going to say no because I don't want to speak for people. Because today they may say yes, tomorrow they may say no.
I
I
know.
would I would like to say no. I
I
would
like to
I
say
would
no
say
myself. I
I'll
want to
put it
speak
this
for
way: if I
either.
had to put money on it, no.
I say no
Um,
too.
that being said, I still would like for her to see her fight lyric. I don't think I got to go too deep into all the nuances of why I thought, but I don't know if we got to even cover that. But it's like that. I would like to see her fight. I would like to see her fight lyric.
Me
While lyric
too.
still has time.
Me too. I was
So
talking. I was trying to talk to. I was talking to lyric myself. She's like, I need to be. She like, I need one at a time because I was throwing. I was just being overzealous, throwing opponents for no
oh,
dang reason because
oh Lord.
that's just me. But anyways, so yeah, me and Blake we were talking about the catfight game, and I was asking him what if he wanted to change one thing currently, what would he change? So it's interesting. I was talking to him about this stuff because we have nothing to do because there's certain things, there's certain things, tactics that we're thinking about, but we'll see. I asked you,
What was his answer?
uh, there's certain tactics. He's more, he's kind of like me. We're kind of more worried about injuries cropping up lately, and some of these matches as of late. So it's kind of unlucky.
So what would you now in these injuries? Now we're talking about like I would do with our ladies. We call it Allah.
Yeah,
Arm, leg, arm, head. So which of the five limbs are we talking about?
we're talking about the lower extremities area. Let's leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
So dealing with leg, arms, or we still dealing with torso because anything from the crotch, vagina area all the way
There we
to the
go.
neck
That's it.
is
Yeah, that's the
considered
one.
torso.
We're kind of worried because, like you said, lately I don't want to give too much results. I'll say it more in the slow down version of the show. But we're just saying there's certain things I know particular person is not going to be happy with what I'm about to say, so I'm not going to say it.
Oh, okay. I think I know where you're going with that, but
You know where I'm going with that,
um,
but I'll leave it. I'll leave it there.
yeah. So it's just
I'll
okay.
leave it
There
there.
is a thing of less is more. Sometimes, and this way it could be a thing, and it's not unlike what I do with the ladies that when we start with trying to make them do everything from the get go can cause paralysis by analysis because they're trying
Yeah.
to figure out how much of it do I do, But I think if we gave them the more bite size, okay, this all I want you to do for 10 minutes is this. For much as you can do it for 10 minutes, this or maybe no more than three, because it
Mm,
goes back to like when I first would start with the ladies. I had, I think we started with 7 holds,
yeah.
locks and holds. I felt that
Yep.
it was essential to know in any kind of wrestling, pro wrestling, cat fight, session
Hmm.
wrestling. And then I would teach the ways to get in and out of those holes, like if you get caught in them from a defensive standpoint.
Hmm.
So that's double it. So that makes it almost 14. Well, one of the things I started finding out quick is one, it was too much information for them to process. Two,
Exactly.
and especially when it came to the defensive tactics, not getting caught in a hole, like girls will resort, like in crisis, they're just gonna resort to what they know or
Correct.
what they feel or what they feel like they can do. And so sometimes they would do other moves that we hadn't gotten down to yet, but that was their first defense mechanism.
Hmm.
Okay, fine. So it went from me doing the seven, then me cutting it down to five, to the point where I even cut it down to three. It's like, look, just give me these three things, and depending on the girls, and the skill level, whatever their background was
Hmm.
which three. And I think that would be easier because now that gives a girl more confidence. It gives them more of okay, I can do this, and plus it's like even if you don't want, like I said, you can't overburden. You can't give them calculus on the first day. You have to build them
Yep.
towards it. So it's like, look, this is where we want to get you, but to get you here, we need to start you with one, two, three of these things, and then I think move up from there because I think the more skilled you are, then that should be reserved. Um, yeah. So I think if we change the approach briefly like that, I
Hmm.
think not only will you get ladies, I think that will want to do this longer
Hmm.
in the game. I think it would do several things. I think one, it would those ladies that taste that success and they get that confidence of even if they lose, they're like, dog, I almost had her. To give her that impetus to try again if you lose. I
Hmm.
think if you break it down a little bit more bite size, that would encourage them to keep coming out to what. Whereas if you just throw them out on the deep end and sink or swim, and depending on how the experience, if they, because you may have, because the worst thing to have is someone who won and then felt so overwhelmed by how they went, and they felt like, yeah, I won, but I don't really feel like, I really didn't know what I was doing.
Mm.
Now the confidence is shot, and they may never come back.
Mm. Gotcha.
So yeah, so you don't want that either. So I can be willing to deal with 2, 3 holes, or maybe two or three, or take 2 or 3 things. I know we had like the 5 to 6 things we talked about in what
Yep.
constitute a cat fight. I'm
Hmm.
willing to take 2 to 3 of them off just to get the girls some work and some help, so they know what they're kind of getting into. Because some of them to go that far deep in is a
Yeah.
because there's no two girls, but I think for the vast majority of the group, if you can start with, hey, look, we like these 16s, this is what they would like to do. Because again, it's a lot, the mental process of, okay, and especially when we live, at least in America, in this society, where women are not have have the natural inclination to fight. Okay,
Correct.
I see you on site. We just gonna throw hands in the street. Like
Correct.
guys don't really need them. No, not much of a reason to throw down. Like you could just step on
No.
somebody's shoes, or you can look at somebody the wrong way, or you can do a threatening gesture, or flip them off, and all that. Guys, we ready to throw hands at a moment's notice. You know,
Facts.
if we feel disrespect. Women, I mean, outside of reality shows, you don't really. It's not really there.
Don't let the
And even
reality
then,
shows fool you, people.
that's even that is
Scripted
broken up. But then
nonsense,
seconds in, there's not even.
like you
Yeah,
said.
so it's not like what are we talking about? And
Like you
like they
said.
go pop 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 like Clarissa Shields or nothing. You know, they ain't going off like that. But anyway,
Nah, 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 nah.
I
None of them.
digress. So I think that it would be a thing of because it's one thing again going back to agree to do something. It's a whole nother thing to do it. So again, what you don't want is you don't want where now you got all these sponsors thinking, okay, this girl's gonna give us everything that we asked for, and she only does two, or she only does three, or only does four, because she's trying to get the grasp the concept.
Hmm.
Again, like I've always said in different interviews and stuff, my question always been the biggest gain of your is from a fighter is from your first fight to your second fight. Second
Yep.
fight, you kind of understand how it goes. Da, da, da. Now I feel like that's the time you can add a little bit more on because now she understands physically what this takes, mentally what it takes, you know, and then you know with the body and how it will respond and things of that
Right.
nature. So especially if she comes back, okay, now let's give her a little bit more. Just like a baby, you can't give a baby solid food straight off the
Yep.
jump.
Yep.
You gotta break it in. So that's why I said with my league, with my fight, I'm willing to do that. But
Okay.
you know, be that guy to be like, look, let me try to break them in. And now, if you got something that just want to go hardcore all in from the get, okay, fine. But you know, but those are rare. They're rare, rare, rare,
So how's your
rare.
search
So
so how's your search going, man? I know I talked to you about some awful things. So how's things looking as of now
so
on your
I've
side?
been finding a couple of talent here and there. The problem is nobody's matching up size wise. The three biggest things I'm running across with talent is size because nobody's matching up size. Like nobody's average. Everyone
Correct.
is like in different extremes. Like I may have one girl that's like 5'1", 5'4", like 105 pounds. The other girl is 5'10", 275. And
Yep.
then the third girl is 5'6", 150, 160.
Mm.
You know, oh no, the 5'6", maybe 180. 5'6", 180, and then the next one is maybe 5'3", 150. You know, it's just
Everywhere.
nowhere. Yeah, so everyone's everywhere. That's the first problem. Second problem is locale. None of these ladies are within 2 hours minimum of each
Mm.
other.
Mm.
So which means somebody's gonna have to transport sometime. So that adds to transportation lodging costs. That's
Mm.
the second thing. Third thing is availability. Some people can only do it during the week. Some people can only do weekends. You
Correct.
know, so it's. But some people say, "Hey, look, for these next 2 or 3 months, I can't do anything because I'm on call or they on some kind of special project, and
Yep.
then they'll be free 3 to 4 months from now." So
Mm-hmm.
so it's the sizing, the location, and time availability. That's the
Mm.
three things that I'm wrestling with what we're doing here
Interesting.
as well.
S- So, so you just try. I feel bad for that girl, man. She still cannot get a dang fight to save her life.
I
This Lady
know.
Lazarus thing. I think she been pulling your leg,
Well,
man.
that I wouldn't say I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. It's just so now. Lazarus has responded back, and
Cool.
so it's just now trying to find a date again. The location with them is location, and then trying to get a date
Correct.
because again, neither one is close to the other, And then I know one can do weekends, one,
Yeah. Again,
yeah.
location,
So
time,
trying to
date.
find, and yeah, and so it's just trying to get now all that hash out. Hopefully, we can get that sooner than later. So
I would hope so.
yeah, and the fact that we got the holidays coming up is not going to help matters any.
It's not helping. It's really
Because
not.
especially because the fact that we have to deal with transport.
Mm.
You got them poison pills with between the holidays and New Year's, and that nothing's gonna come cheap. So, so, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Time is okay, just for midnight. But like I said, I like to thank everybody that watched the show. Oh, kind of
My
dropped
end.
off.
You're good. I think
Hello.
it's my end. Yeah, I'm here. I think it's my
Oh, okay.
end
Yeah, because it's
this
like,
time.
oh, I was like, oh, them. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. Oh,
Figure out what's going on. Well, all
okay,
right. I'm trying to figure this out. Anyways, go ahead and finish what you were trying to say before this
no, I
thing
was
drops off.
done. I was done. I was done. So that's what I said. Yep. So we always here. We try to be
Okay.
here every second and fourth Monday of the month.
Yeah.
Next
So,
show is the 22nd. Going into our Thanksgiving special.
yes. What are we going to do on Thanksgiving? Absolutely. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't
I
know.
don't even know where I'm going to be for Thanksgiving. I still
Neither am I.
trying to find something to do. I, in a perfect world, I would love to do something where I can go to the city, do some freelance work, go to a
Hmm.
city, do some freelance work, and then turn around, find two women again of similar sizes in the same city that are tired of seeing their family. Or what would be better yet, think about it, usually Thanksgiving and Christmas is when stuff really pops off. Like,
Sure
somebody
does.
brings someone to the
Yep.
family reunion or to the family dinner that they're not vibing with or not cool with or they got beef with. Fine. That Friday after, whatever,
Right.
let's throw down some mats and y'all throw hands. Or you
Exactly.
got a cousin or somebody you just like, oh, if she say one more thing, I'm coming across that table. Save it till Friday, Black Friday. Let's come out, throw hands.
Yeah. So interesting enough. So yeah. So the GL thing versus Rampage is going to happen, but it's going to take a lot of us. It's probably going to be pretty much up to us to get them started, right? From what I've been know, they are talking, right? I'll say they are talking, but nothing's been said yet. They have been talking, but it's going to be pretty much up to us, the sponsors, to make this happen. Because as well,
Isn't
you know
that
how it is.
isn't that every fight?
I
Isn't
know
that every fight? It's just not that every fight.
it's every fight.
So
Yeah, but we're gonna have to actually push them. These two, because like Claude said, these ladies are all very busy, all of them, with their customs and their customs and their mixed wrestling and everything. They really are, and their fetish and everything. Fans have to understand these ladies, their time is precious, man. That's why they ask for paying stuff up front. People, this is a reason why they ask this stuff. Get rid
right,
of all these time wasters because there's too many these time wasters who will say they're gonna
right.
do this and do that, and then later on, when it's time to pay up, they're not doing anything. They go ghost. I'm talking about these people. They know who they are. We could do an episode on all these people, but that'll take forever.
Nah, they're not worth the breath.
Let's see if there's anything else to talk about. Nope.
Oh God, there was something else I was going
Go
to
ahead,
add to
take your
the
time. We might as well.
I'm trying to remember. Was it? I saw Big E on Breakfast Club. I thought that was a good segment. Segment.
Hey,
He sounded quite company man. He did bring up the thing about the greatest tag team of all time,
Yep.
where some people was voting them, and me, of course, I would never say New Day,
No, sorry,
but
New
when
Day. New
I
Day's not it. No, 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 no.
now
Sorry, New Day.
now,
No.
but when I sit back now, can we say this? They're the best African American or black tag team of all time
Yeah, we'll say that. We can say that.
by far. I mean, you throw them against anybody. Harlem Heat. Um, what um, what was Ron Simmons one? With him and was it Tony Atlas? They had a tag team or something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah. I forgot
like
the
years
name.
ago.
Years ago.
Uh, um,
There's not
yeah,
many
and
African American tag teams these days.
right, there hasn't been that many,
No.
but the few that they have, the few that they have been, they have by far because two of their members at least held the WWE Championship at some
Yep.
point.
Yep.
It's like, and not to mention all the other myriad of titles that they've held.
Yep.
So, I mean,
You
when you
talk
talk
about
about
yeah. You refer to Big E and what's the other guy's name?
Kofi,
And Kofi Kingston. Yeah, those
yeah,
two. Yeah,
Xavier Woods is no scrub.
he's not.
And the fact that you have three of them, because at first I didn't like three of them being together,
I
but
didn't
if
either.
you look at like just because one can always kind of interrupt or do something in the traditional tag,
There
but
you
even
go.
when you look at the old school one like Demolition, like one of the legends where it was three of them,
Yep.
you know, or like the Varsity Club with the Steiners and Mike Rotunda, you know,
Yep.
and so sometimes having that third guy can always stir the pot, you know, and so I mean, if I really sit there now, to me, I would have loved to see the New Day out with what I still consider the golden age of tag team. Um, was I? Oh God, I don't even get the years wrong. I want to say it was 2002 to like 2005, 2006, like in that
Okay.
3 to 4 year run. In that 3 to 4 year run, you had I'm gonna try to see if I can get everybody. You had the Hardy Boys,
The Hardy
you
Boys.
had the
Yes.
Dudley Boys,
The Dudley Boys.
you had Edge and Christian,
Yep.
Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho had a tag team.
Yep. They did.
You had the Brothers of Destruction.
Yep.
Uh, you had Right to Censor.
Right to censor.
You had New Age Outlaws.
Yep.
You had Too Cool.
Too cool. Rikishi and
You had
Scotty Hardy.
and Brian um, um, Jerry
Yeah.
Lawler's son.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You had 3 minute warning.
3 minute
Kind of came
warning.
toward the They kind of came towards the end of that run. You had Kai and Tai.
Kai and Tai. Kai and Tai. I forgot
You
about
had
them.
Kai. I'm at 11 right there. You had
Yep.
Kai and Tai.
I
You
forgot about
had
them.
the Rock and Sock connection, even though they were a
No,
little bit earlier in that time period.
it don't matter.
Um, you had what was it, Booker T and Gold? No, that came
Book.
later.
Yeah. Booker T and Goldust
And
was
when was
later.
2 Man Power Trip? When was that?
About the same time. I think it was about the same time, wasn't it?
Okay, 2 Man Power Trip.
Yep. Too.
Um, it was almost like everybody had a tag partner. Like literally everybody had a tag partner.
Yeah.
And it was like during that golden age, I think, you had the Hollies.
The Harleys. Yes. The
You had the
Harleys.
Hollies. You had Latino Heat.
Latino Heat. You want some
Yes.
Latino Heat?
Yeah.
Chavo Guerrero and Eddie Guerrero. Those two.
Yeah. Right. So like I said, man, you had in that oh my God.
That era
You
was that.
have
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying now. I grew up watching Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, Legion of Doom, or the Road
Yep.
Warriors, as I knew them. But they didn't have that many good tag teams as what.
No.
And then in this group, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't like the world's greatest tag team. They was kind of on the tail end of that group too, with
Yes. The world's greatest tag team was in the tail end.
Benjamin and Charlie Haas,
Yes,
Shelton
sir.
Benjamin and Charlie Haas.
Yeah. They were on the
So
tail
I
end.
mean,
So
it's
yes.
just like you had quite a few people. Dude, you had quite a few people. It was in this like 4 to 5 year stretch, 4 to 6 year stretch. of all these tag teams, and it just I was like, and then the Divas Revolution about 3 or 4 years ago had a similar run where you had the Bellas and Fox, Alicia Fox, and
Alicia
then you had
Fox,
and then you had Bailey and
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks was a tag team. Then you had what's the girl that they made the Paige? Paige had somebody.
Yep,
You had Roxy Hart. No, not Roxy
Roxy.
Hart. Roxy Rage or whatever. Like I
Yep,
said, you had another, and then Tamina and
Nia
um,
Jax,
not Nia Jax right first, and then they split. And like I said, you had it even in the women's division. You
and
had
then of
it.
course you have Charlotte Flair. That's kind of obvious. You got her
But she
too.
was kind of by herself, kind of thing.
Yeah,
She would
yeah.
just team up with depending on whoever was out there. But
You want to talk about
um,
Diva Revolution, so I had to throw her in there. She was part of it.
yeah,
Stephanie McMahon. People don't know Stephanie McMahon creation. Divas
but
Revolution.
but Charlotte came. Charlotte carried the Flair name. It just
Sure did.
yeah, she carried the Flair name, man. So
Right there.
um, but yeah, I just yeah. So that's why I said I would have loved to see New Day and that. And I think New Day would have held their own. I
I would
truly
agree.
believe
I
New
think
Day
they
and
would have
maybe the
too.
Usos, because with the Usos you've
Ooh,
always had whether
sauce.
when you go back, you either go back with the Wild Samoans, they're you know
Yep.
uncles and stuff, and fathers and so like I said, so there's always been that and of course I left out folks like the Bushwhackers, which they were way
Yeah.
earlier. There
The
was another group.
Bushwhackers.
Was it um I feel like I'm missing somebody else. I'm missing
You
somebody
are.
else. Who?
I can't think of it right now, but we are
Well,
missing
then you can't
somebody.
say who you are, but you can't tell
I
name.
don't. I don't. I can't remember right now.
Was Chuck William Regal or? Oh, I know who it was. It was Hornswoggle and Finley.
I forgot about Hornswoggle. I completely forgot about Hornswoggle, and yes,
Finley.
I completely
Finley.
forgot about these
Finley.
people.
Yes, they would fight William Regal, and I was 2-on-1
The
handicap match.
Irish. Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot about that. Good
yeah,
point.
and so like I said, it was just yeah. So I think Randy Orton was like one of the few that didn't have a tag team. Like him,
No.
MVP. There was a few other ones,
Yep.
um, but it was just Randy. You know what? Randy might have been that may have been during the Evolution run
Yeah, yeah,
where it was
yeah.
like Batista, Randy, what was Ric
Randy,
Flair,
Ric Flair, Triple
and
H.
and Triple H. Right. So it was. I think that was during that run.
Yep.
Randy may have been involved during then,
He
but
was. There was a few times he partnered up with Batista. A few times he partnered up with Triple H, but he wasn't like a consistent tag team, like you said, like all the ones we
and
named.
then they tried to get rid of him first, and then of course he turned heel. Him being the
Yep.
apex predator. You always got to watch your back.
Yep.
Man, he come out there, boom,
Pow! RKO.
RKO, man.
He
It
still
was just
does it. He still does it, people.
I just, knock on wood, how his back hold up from that all them RKOs over the years. It's just,
Boom.
yeah. So
I don't know how he does that. Awesome,
yeah.
man.
But
All right.
and you can tell how old the video is being seeing how many tattoos is on his arm. You know what? Speaking of, yeah. I already said. Yeah. Well, which tag team we was on? Was Rey Mysterio on the tag team back then? I can't remember
Uh,
either.
I don't
I
think
know
he
him and
is.
Randy Orton was having some classic matches during that
Oh,
time.
those who, yeah, they had classic matches. Those who did not like each other. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. So
I can't remember him being. I can't remember Rey Mysterio being on a tag team. I think now his son is interesting. It's kind of cool for the team. It's kind of cool for the television that these two are now, father
yeah,
and son tag team. That's kind of cool.
yeah.
Now,
Right.
yeah,
And to be honest, we hadn't seen as many of those over the years as you would think, where they both are still like active. Well, you've
yep,
always seen where the father is kind of like half retired, 1 foot out, kind of thing. Every now and then he may have to grab his gear and, jump in the ring or whatever. but
Correct.
maybe as a manager or something like that, because of the length of how they are in the business, you
Right.
know.
Yes,
So
sir.
like did Ric Flair and Charlotte ever did like a mixed gender tag team match?
I don't think so. Maybe they have. I don't remember
Maybe they
if
had.
they
I could see where they both try to figure for somebody, together. Like one take one leg, one take the other leg, or whatever,
definitely.
something.
Oh, I could definitely
I
see
could
that.
you see what I'm saying? But I don't know if that happened before Rick, kind of like retired.
I don't know. Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Maybe it's like one of them little dark house or one of them off
Mm,
like backlash or something, some pay per view Armageddon or something pay per view nobody care about. Um, but yeah, man, I just So with New Day, I think New Day could have held their own. I
yeah.
really think New Day could have
Got held
held their
their
own
own.
and would have been just as fun in that time period. And
Although
it
that time
just
period,
yes.
that time period was on fire. It's like every Monday night or every Friday night when they had SmackDown, it don't matter. They were on fire. You knew you were gonna get action. Like you said, no wonder the tag team division is the best. No disrespect to the individual wrestling, but that's the best. It's the most action. You never know what's gonna happen in these tag teams.
I will say though with New Day, and of course he was talking about how once Vince really let them be themselves, who they was, and come out with all. Think about all the tag teams that have come and gone since they started,
Mm.
and how they still never shortchanged you. You know what I'm saying? They still was um, knew their place. They knew how to work the crowd. Whatever. And there was times when New Day was fighting folks that you knew that they was way more superior than, especially with some new tag team that was coming over from whether it was was it X next NXT or something
NXT.
like that, and
Yep.
and you can see real quick, yeah, these babies are green, and so New Day would still make them look like they was $1 million.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's why I'm like, man, New Day. Whether it was when God bless his soul, passed, from the Wyatt family.
Yep.
Um, yeah, even it didn't matter who New Day fought. They could have fought small guys in the cruiserweight division. They could have fought. They fought all kind of people.
Yep.
And with the bruisingness of Biggie, um, the high flying skills of a Kofi
Kofi
Kingston,
Kingston.
and just with Xavier Woods, just him being just a passer, being all around, and you
He
know.
wasn't past facts.
But the thing is, you think about it, they could compete and hold it. It didn't matter if it was a ladder match. It didn't matter if it was a tables match. It didn't matter what kind of last man standing.
Hold
They
up, hold
could
your thought
compete.
for a
Have
minute. Hold your thought for a minute. I have to go use the restroom. Give me a minute. Hold your thought. I'm taking it now before I do it. Give me a minute.
and while we wait on them to come back, I want to let you know that um, if you want to see more of the show, you're always welcome, to email us. I'm going to put up my contact info so that way you can find us, Claus Web at Twitter or IG. Yes, I still have IG for right now. Um, I looked at it today and I was like, oh, Lord, how much more longer are we going to keep it? I would safely say I will probably keep it through March. And then after March, I don't know. As of right now, depending on how booking looks. All right,
Sorry
and
about that.
now I think
Go ahead.
Clem is back. So I did like a small PSA.
That'll work.
Post-
Eventually, we're about to close the show anyways. It's an
uh,
hour and change.
so I have my Twitter and IG closed web. Like I was telling folks, I said if they want to, they have questions or comments of the show or topics they would like for us to cover. This is where they can reach us for now. I said IG. I know I'm gonna probably keep IG at least through March.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's probably the plan. and we'll see how long it lasts after March.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my socials. I have three of them, so everybody kind of knows. Self-explanatory. Instagram first or IG first. Clem underscore. Well, no, that's the wrong one. So it's just Clem Akufo 3000. So there's that. Twitter is just Clem Akufo, and Facebook
Wait a
is
minute.
Clem. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm tired of not being able to have it. So, what is your Instagram?
Hold up, I'll tell you in a minute. I just popped it in here. It's CLEM AKUFO 3000 300 three zeros.
Okay.
Hold up, let me get on Twitter real quick, and I'll tell you what that is. Okay, so yeah, so it's my Twitter and my Instagram. Sorry, my Twitter and my Gmail are the same. It's pretty much clemokufo at gmail.com for both. So that's the Twitter and Gmail. So basically, like he said, if you have any questions, contact him or myself. We'll pick out the best questions, and then we put it to our guests when they come on the show. Let me know when you get all that, because my Gmail and Twitter accounts the same.
I'm not going to do the Gmail. I'm just going to do the social media. So I got Clemakufo at IG or
Yep, yep.
Clemakufo 3000 at IG or
Oh,
Clemakufo.
Facebook. My bad. I left out one. My bad. I left one out. Facebook. Oh, shoot.
Facebook is which one?
I'll tell you in a minute. I just now recognized it. Let's see what my thing says. So it'll be Clem Okufo 238 at Facebook.com.
Dude, this ain't got no space to do all that.
Yeah. Just put in CLEM AKUFO 238. That's it. That's all. So there you go. That's all of it.
All right.
And ladies and gentlemen, I know it's going to be late, so I assume that a lot of people will be watching this later on. It said, especially our European friends, because as the man said, they're about to get up now, right? We're about to go to
Yeah.
bed. They're about to get up.
What?
So the Claus and Clem show is back again, second and
1
fourth
year
Mondays.
anniversary.
1 year
Yes.
anniversary show is a wrap.
Today.
9:30
Yeah.
p.m. Eastern time, 8:30 Central time, 6:30 Pacific time, and you know what to do. As we already said it already. I don't need to say the date. You know what the time to do. If you have any questions, put it in. Uh, because hey, we love our fans. So if y'all have very good broadcasting from the parts unknown, the parts unknown at
He was
11:13
unknown.
my time or 12 o'clock. Anyways, with that being said, for Clauswell, my name's Clement Okufo. Have a good night.
All right. Bye
Bye.
bye.
All right.
All right. We still on air. I'm trying to shut this thing off, and it's still on air. They still got us on air, Clem.
I
Hold
know.
on.
I
Let's try
seen that.
this. Let me try this again.
I see the